Satoshi SATurday, episode number 94. Why you must be adaptable and have the ability to change your mind and change courses and change course. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what I want to talk to you guys about today. What is up, guys? It is Saturday, November 29th, 2025. We're at the Bitcoin block height of 925,762. As of this recording, the Bitcoin price today is about $90,700 something dollars. But that's not the most important part. The most important part is, ladies and gentlemen, for $1, yes, $1, you can get yourself 1,105 Satoshis. And yes, I said it, for $1. My goodness, guys, welcome back to another episode of Satoshi SATurday, the official Satoshi SATurday. And I believe I'm the only one that does this. And this is a little bit of a different video today. Right here, this right here is probably one of the most, if not the most, popular coin shops on planet Earth, or in America. That is the Nevada Coin Mart on Jones and Flamingo here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And Neil runs it. Very, very famous guy. Good friend of mine too. Me and him had our problems, but we're good now. And I don't want to get too close to there because if they see me, they're going to want me to come in. And I'm out here. I was getting my hair cut on this side of town, and I was driving by, and I just got this itch, because I've been to that coin shop along with the Nevada Coin and Jewelry on the other side of town. We're on the west side of Las Vegas. Anything west of the Las Vegas Boulevard and anything east of the west of the Las Vegas Boulevard, that's how they split it, east and west. And the Nevada Coin and Jewelry is east. And I used to just go back and forth between these two. And I would buy precious metals literally 7 days a week. Now his shop, this particular shop, is open 7 days a week. They're open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. 7 days a week, which is crazy because I used to work 7 days a week. And it's just bringing me back memories, man. I was just thinking when I was about to hit the record button on this video, we're on episode 94, right? That means a couple things to me. Number one is I've done 94 episodes, and I remember my first one I did almost 2 years ago in February 10th, 2024. But also the number 94 means something to me because that is the year that I graduated high school. I was supposed to graduate in 93, but I had to go back a half a year because let's just say your boy was a class clown. And just brought me back some memories. And then when I was coming here and seeing this coin shop, because again, this coin shop and coin shops around here in Vegas is one of the reasons I moved to Nevada, because Nevada was a silver state. And I was a avid precious metal stacker. And I didn't know anything about Bitcoin when I first started precious metals the first few months. And all I knew was the system was broken. The Fiat system was broken. I learned that from all the gold and silver videos that I watched. And I went through a elementary course, if you will, with precious metals. And then, of course, I went on to Bitcoin. But I didn't know anything about Bitcoin. I just thought Bitcoin was crypto and everything else. And, I make money in couple different ways and stuff like that. But, because I'm kind of like semi-retired. So I started working at a pizza shop up the street just to buy precious metals every day. That's what I did. And I worked at pizza shops 7 days a week. And on the way to work, I would call up either the Nevada Coin and Jewelry on the east side or this one here, my boy Neil. And Nick was in Nevada Coin and Jewelry. And if you want to know what I'm saying, go back to my old videos. You can watch them. I have them all still up there. I got a lot of adventures. Now, I didn't record every single thing that I did, but I have a lot of videos up there about buying gold and silver. And I would buy it every day. I would buy it every day, 7 days a week. If I made 150 or 200 or sometimes 80 or 350 or whatever, anything outside of my gas and my car expenses, I put a little bit to the side for my car expenses. I put it into precious metals. And then, of course, I started learning about Bitcoin, and I started buying Satoshis here and there. Nothing serious, just a little bit, because again, precious metals is my main thing. But once I put in the hours and the work, because again, it ain't all about the dollars that you put in. That's one form of energy, but the most important form of energy is your time. Nothing is more important than your time. And if you put your time into something, you want to make sure you put your time into something that's going to give you a return on that investment of time. And I think, besides my relationships with the people that I love, of course, human relations, human capital, being around people, spending time with them, besides that, the most important time that I ever had in my life was when I learned about Bitcoin and what Satoshis were, because it changed the trajectory of my life. Now, a lot of my net worth was in precious metals, a lot of it. And because I sold everything once I found out the game was rigged, and the only reason my quote unquote portfolio of stocks and real estate or whatever you have was going up, because it was just keeping up with the monetary supply. And I found out about QE and everything else. I sold all that stuff and I put it in the precious metals. And again, I didn't have a lot. I'm not a rich guy, but that's what I did. And I had a lot of metals in my portfolio as far as my asset allocation. But then once I started learning about Bitcoin, not only did I start buying Satoshis more and more, but I started buying precious metals less and buying Satoshis even more. And then it got to the point where it peaked, where I took a look at my precious metals. And forgive the people that have heard this before, but you know, again, there's always new people coming here. Once I found out what Satoshis really were, because again, I kept putting in the work of watching the podcast and understanding what the difficulty adjustment was, looking at the mempool, looking at the epochs and how Bitcoin's base layer worked and Lightning Network worked, and just the scarcity, the absolute scarcity with that supply lever and that demand lever. No matter how high that demand lever goes up, you pull it up as high as you want, the supply can't change. That's when I decided to slowly start selling precious metals, the ones that I wasn't really fond of, just the generic stuff I used to get from here, generic rounds and stuff like that. And then eventually I sold it all and turned them all into Satoshis. I don't have any precious metals left at all. And this is why I'm making this video today, to talk to you about it, being adaptable and having adaptability in your life. You have to pivot and turn when things change. You know, they say 90%, what's the saying? Out of 100% of things that happen to you in life, 10% of it is what actually happens to you, the things you can't control, but the other 90% is how you react to it, how you can control it with your mind and your actions, and being able to pivot. I mean, 5 years ago, I've been here 5 years now. I got here in November 2020. The world was completely different than it is today. The stuff with COVID and all the things that were going on with the election, and AI was just a thing people used to talk about. But now AI is here. It's not fully here, and robotics is here too, but AI and robotics are getting ridiculous. And soon, in 2030, 5 years from now, I believe it's going to completely take over our economy and our world. And I'm still kind of late to the party with AI, because I don't like it, and I just don't, I don't want to support something I think that may take over the world, or maybe an evil thing, or maybe I'm watching Terminator too much or something, too much Terminator. But I said, you know what, I had to get with the program in order for me to, and I always tell people, learn as fast as you can, understand how the world works as fast as you can. And the fastest way you can learn something is with AI. I mean, it's Google on steroids. You know, I don't have to tell you, you guys know. But I'm really starting to get into it now. Anytime I have a question, instead of sitting there and trying to work out the math and do all these things that I used to do, because I think it's good to practice that and, practice writing and just get your skills up. Now I can do things in the blink of an eye that would have took me 30 minutes. If I want to do a calculation on something or figure something out, or if I'm studying history, I can just ask it a question about what was Benjamin Franklin doing in the year 1753 or whatever? What was he doing in his life? And they'll answer the question for you. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Where do you think Bitcoin's going to go in 5 years? And whatever you want to ask it. So that's what I did at the end of 2023. It's been over 2 years now. Is I was adaptable, because even though I love precious metals and I am a physical, I like physical things. I like my CDs and DVDs, and I used to love my Blockbuster movies, and I love my precious metals and Polaroid pictures and stuff like that. Again, because I was born in 1975. I'll be 51 here in a month of some change. And from my little short lifetime, I've seen so many different changes and stuff. I had to be adaptable and learn that, even though I like the Polaroid pictures and all the things that I named, I don't have a physical tape player in my car anymore, or a DVD player, or physical pictures. I do have physical pictures, at my grandparents' house, at my old grandparents' house, and our family has it and stuff like that. But again, I'm not going around taking physical Polaroid pictures and stuff like that. I moved into a digital space in a digital world. And I know for a fact, even though, again, I love precious metals, a digital world needs digital money. And there's two kind of digital monies, in my personal opinion, that'll be here in 5 to 10 years. And hopefully I'm wrong about this, but it's going to be Bitcoin and it's going to be CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. And that's the thing that I'm getting prepared for. And I had to ask myself, what is going to fight against these central bank digital currencies? Now, again, Donald Trump's in office right now. Do I think that'll happen now? No. But with the regime that was in office before, because again, it wasn't him. It wasn't Sleepy Joe that was running things. If you know, you know. Okay, and I'm not going to say it on this video, but there's Neil right there. There's Neil over there. Let me go over here because he's going to start talking to me, and I can't edit. These people that we're going against, they want a CBDC. They didn't want Donald Trump to win the election in 2016. They didn't want him to win now, and they want a new world order, and they want you to own nothing and be happy. And how are they going to control your finances? The only way they can do that is through central bank digital currencies. And again, you got to skate to where the puck is going, and you have to be adaptable. So I had to say to myself, what's the best way to fight against it? Well, the best way to fight against central bank digital currencies, that evilness, is the hero, the thing that they've copied to fight against their tyrannical system or their tyrannical plans, and that's Bitcoin and Satoshis. They want to control us in every way, and the best way to control somebody is through their finances. And I think the backdoor way they're going to do it is through free money, a UBI, a universal basic income. Well, I started my own universal basic income, and so have you. I started buying Satoshis for pennies on the dollar, like I said a few weeks ago in one of my Satoshi Saturday videos. I'm buying my time in the future today because it's so cheap to buy something that that's going to be very, very valuable in the future. And I believe even though central bank digital currencies are going to be absolutely evil and tyrannical, I think it's going to be a gateway drug to Satoshis for those that know. And it's our job as Bitcoiners and freedom fighters and sound money advocates to not only stack these Satoshis and learn about them, but to spread the word to others. Because again, this is an information war. People understand how the money system works and how the political how the political mainframe has worked is corrupted. Then people understand why the system the way it is the way it is when it comes to this money. Because again, it all starts with politics, guys, and it trickles down to the little feeble people like ourselves. But the only way we're going to win is we got to have it, we got to learn about it, and we got to teach others. And you got to work your ass off in the process. And even though, again, I love precious metals and I love this coin shop, it's time to be adaptable. I knew it was time to be adaptable. I knew it was time to get with the program, fight against these CBDCs. And also, too, we already know that in a digital world, you need digital money. And there's only one way, there's only one money that's doing that. And for me, and that's Bitcoin. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And again, guys, I had a whole nother video planned today, but once I saw that, I got a little emotional. I wanted to stop in there. And you guys are like my counselor, so I had to talk to you guys about this so I can talk to myself. Because again, I'm a very, very strong silver addict. You know what I mean? I love silver, and I still do. But it's not the way. It's not the way anymore. And unfortunately, we have to fight against this evilness that's upon us. I was a guy that loved sports and just wanted to hang out with my friends and stuff like that. But once you understand how the system is so corrupted, it's just like it takes over your brain. Because when you have kids and grandkids and people that you love, and you are a natural fighter, and you're protective and you're a protector, I've dedicated my life to this. I used to be a guy that just talked about basketball all the time. Now I couldn't care less about basketball. And I had to get my priorities straight. I put my family first. And if you want to put your family first today for their future tomorrow, you got to understand where this thing is going. You got to understand where you're at on the timeline. And you got to understand what this incredible technology is going to do for their future. Because one day, guys, we're not going to be able to trade precious metals for this money or fiat currency. The only thing you're going to do is have to give a good or service time and effort. And you got to show that proof of work. And since you know that, guys, do you and your family a favor. And please, Lord, let these people heed these words. Stack Satoshis today. Today, guys. So that you and your family don't have to work for those exact same Satoshis tomorrow. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.